Hey there. Wanted to share a little information about the next series that I'm going to be doing. It is going to be focused on everything with cardiovascular health, your heart conditions. This includes hypertension, if you're living with a pacemaker, atrial fibrillation, and then coronary artery disease. But first, let's talk some of the tips and tricks and precautions. Let's start with blood pressure or hypertension. So let's talk about what exercise does for blood pressure. It's actually amazing how much exercise can impact your blood pressure. It decreases serious event risk by 25%. What is considered high blood pressure? So 140/90 is considered high blood pressure. If you are dealing with a very high blood pressure, so you want to be cautious about this. No exercising if your blood pressure, your resting blood pressure is equal to or more than 200/110. In fact, if it is at this level, you need to contact your physician. Another very cool fact about exercise with blood pressure is that blood pressure is immediately lowered after exercise. So, for this reason, if you're performing cardiovascular exercise and you're wanting to really focus on decreasing your blood pressure, you may do better with smaller bouts because that immediate decrease in blood pressure kind of stays with you for a while. So, if you do one small 10-minute activity in the morning, another one mid afternoon, and then one late afternoon, you may see more benefit from that. Also, moderate exercise is just as good as vigorous exercise for lowering your blood pressure. So, as far as blood pressure medications go that you need to know precautions about, some of the beta blockers and diuretics may affect how you handle hot and humid weather. So, keep this in mind and talk to your physician about this. In addition to, medications can affect your heart rate. So if you're trying to monitor your heart rate through a heart rate monitor and you are on one of these medications, you're not going to see the results you're looking for, and you need to go with the rate of perceived exertion scale rather than counting on your heart rate. So for hypertension, aerobic activity is going to be super important. You want to do 5 to 7 days a week, a minimum of 150 minutes to 250 minutes. So a lot of people, when they hear those numbers, they're like, I can't do that. Remember, you're going to start where you are and do what you can and build up as you can. Set realistic goals for this, but you want to build up to that 150 to 250 minutes. Think about this, 150 minutes is 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. If you break that up into 3 10-minute sessions, you can handle that. I highly recommend taking your blood pressure before you exercise. So if you don't have a blood pressure machine and you're living with high blood pressure, you need to get one. So most of the home units are good. A lot of people say they are somewhat inaccurate. You want to make sure that you're researching and getting a good brand. Maybe ask your pharmacist about this as well. But you want to be monitoring your blood pressure at home. So if your blood pressure before you exercise is 160/100, you may need better blood pressure control and you need to talk to your physician about this. This doesn't mean you can't exercise. However, you do want to address this with your physician. Now let's talk about strength training. So you're going to start off with a light to moderate effort. The reason why you want to start here, even if you're strong, if you're newly diagnosed with hypertension, you may not know how to breathe through the exercise. And if you're used to lifting weights and you're used to having what's called the Valsalva maneuver, which is holding your breath, you're elevating that blood pressure significantly. So you want to start with light to moderate effort, really focus on building on that and breathing through the exercise, and then you can progress to somewhat hard after that. The final few tips is you want to make sure to avoid head below your heart exercises. You want to make sure you're drinking plenty of fluids before and during activity, especially if you are exercising in hot weather, which I would be cautious about. You want to make sure that you are warming up and cooling down. The cool down is very important to lower that blood pressure naturally. You want to make sure that you are making at least a 5-minute cool down. If you're walking and you're walking at a moderate pace, just let those last few minutes be more of an easy pace. That's it for the tips for hypertension. Have a good day.